What up, y'all? This is Jamba with another video update on the projector. I got it fixed. It was the DVD, so I had to replace it with my homie's PlayStation that he let me have before he went off to a deployment. And yeah, so my projector works now. I'm a happy camper. But yeah, we got another video today. I saw something interesting, and I know people are talking right now about the Cat Williams interview. There's been so many clips, so many people doing takes on it. I might get to it. We'll see. I might react to something that I find interesting about it. Probably not the comedian stuff. But right now we have 5 signs someone is emotionally immature. Shut up, dog. Shh. I don't have a dog in the apartment. He's outside. I don't know whose dog it is. But I guess he's gonna be barking. I can't do shit about it. So I found this to be interesting. This is only a minute and 24 seconds long. Let's see if we agree with what this man has to say.
5 signs someone is emotionally immature. Number 5, they never apologize. Someone who's emotionally immature avoids apologizing because typically apologizing hurts their ego.
Yeah, makes sense. If you don't apologize, if you can never admit that you're wrong, yeah, this is avoiding of accountability. I don't. Why this is so surprising for me is because as somebody who works with kids, we teach kids to apologize all the time. Like even if a kid doesn't even do something wrong, we tell the kid, like, if a kid accidentally, I don't know, makes another kid cry or something, Johnny, apologize. I'm sorry, Tommy. And then what does Tommy say? It's okay, I forgive you. Like we teach. So it's weird that, when we're talking about adults here, that kids are conditioned to apologize and be sincere or whatever, but a lot of adults can't do it. And this is a lot of people. A lot of people are emotionally mature. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm not perfect. I've had instances where um I, didn't apologize or whatever. But I find it, if you kind of embrace the fact that you're kind of flawed and then you try to do better, then yeah, you're gonna you know that you're gonna make mistakes, and you got to be able to own up to things and apologize. So I agree with point number one.
Instead, they resort to defense mechanisms such as deflecting blame or defensiveness. The fourth sign that
Yeah, just diverting the blame. Well, I know I was an hour late to the thing that you planned for me, but had you told me, or had you done X, like, nah, just accept it. And yes, I have had someone who was an hour late for an event. So that didn't just come from my imagination. But yeah, this is, and also people, men and women, these are things that you got to look out for in a partner. This is like a nice little blueprint. Do they? Because people are going to make mistakes. I mean, people are gonna. I mean, I've had people recently just have to change plans or whatever. But it's about, you're gonna make mistakes, but how does that person respond to the mistakes that they make, right? Some healthy stuff here, people.
someone is emotionally immature is that someone always has a sign that someone is emotionally. The fourth sign that someone is emotionally immature is that someone always has an answer for everything. Again, this is an ego problem. Someone who's emotionally mature having to admit that they don't know something really hurts their ego. Admitting that you don't know something and saying something like, I don't know about this, I need to do more research, is what an emotionally mature person would.
Yeah, no, this is not, again, something else I had to, and I still kind of struggle with. Yeah, you're not going to have the answers to everything, and there's I'll be honest, there's certain areas where I believe I know the answers to a lot of things, but then there's a lot of other areas, like cars. I don't know shit about cars. The science, math, you know uh, finances is like, there's certain things where I as a man need to know more about. But yeah, you definitely just have to be open to, that you're not going to know a whole lot, and it's okay to not explain away why you don't know much about that thing. So if you don't know much about finances, if you don't know much about, I don't know, crypto or stock, don't say, man, that shit, man, like I don't know about that because, man, that shit don't even matter, bro. Like I don't know about credit because I deal with cash, blah 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 blah. Just say, you know what, nah, I don't know, but you know what, I should know about it, and maybe I will look into it. Or hey, do you have any YouTube videos, or do you have something in a way in which I can learn more about that thing? Like that seems a bit more, my fucking computer keeps sliding. That seems more mature than just to explain away why you lack in that information, right? Pretty good so far.
Do. The third sign that someone's emotionally immature is when they're passive aggressive. Being passive aggressive is a subtle way to put people down, and it usually stems from a place of moral superiority. It's important to learn to accept other people's worldviews, even if they differ completely from yours.
Yeah, and there's like a few different ways in which a person can be passive aggressive. I know with me, if I'm texting somebody, like this is like, and again, this is if I'm gonna try to be emotionally mature, just even in this, I got this is there's stuff I got to admit about myself, right? So I know that with me, it's like I'm texting somebody back and forth, especially if it's somebody that I'm dating or whatever, and I don't get a response or whatever. I might text them like, oh, okay, all right, fine, So that's, from what I've been told, is a way of being passive aggressive, So, and then that person is like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? And it's kind of like, okay, well, it's obvious that that you're doing something, you're busy, or you don't want to talk or whatever. So yeah, that's definitely, I'm a firm believer in just being upfront, but also what he's saying, I mean, in his instance, that the examples he's talking about other people having different views, and I'm for that. Like I don't like this idea that we people friends, like if you're dating somebody, I think there's certain things you have to align with, but especially if you're talking about friends, colleagues, coworkers, we live in a very racially, more so politically, but we live in a very charged, opinionated, like I like in certain this laptop, bro. In certain, how do I even look right now? Okay. Um in certain work environments, I know for me, I had to be conscious of, if we're talking about comedians and I mention, oh yeah, I love Dave Chappelle, but Dave Chappelle had said X, Y, and Z about, a certain group of people, or oh man, I love Kanye's music, but I know Kanye done said some stuff about a different, so I have to be conscious about opinions and stuff like that, because because just liking an artist or just liking a comedian or an actor or what have you, depending upon what that person has done, can very well offend, or a person might feel a way about that. So if you have somebody who doesn't like Dave Chappelle because of his content or the things that he said or a joke, then by proxy, if you like it, then that person might have a problem with you, right? Um, so I think that we need to, just at large, like kind of going forward here, people need to be okay with, even, I mean, look, we have the whole Palestine Israel thing, and there's a lot of instances where you have people having these opinions, and being pro this or pro that, or anti this or anti that, whatever it is, and people not being able to get along cohesively because of these opinions. And to a certain extent, there's some stuff I can kind of agree, I guess. But we don't need to be nasty to people just because they have a difference of opinion. We can, because these opinions are such a, how you feel about a certain issue, or how you feel about a certain political standpoint, or an artist, or whatever, of just whatever it is, it's just a fraction of the human experience. And I try to believe that people have far more in common than the things that we don't, right? Um, so yeah, no, I agree with this guy. I wish I knew this guy's name. He looks like a, I don't know, he looks like a math teacher.
The number two sign of an emotionally mature person is guilt tripping. Someone who's emotionally mature will guilt trip others in order to manipulate their behavior. An example of guilt tripping would be someone saying, if you were my true friend, you would do this for me.
Yeah, I've never come across that. Well, I shouldn't say I never came across it, but I just rarely. I mean, maybe it's because of the class of people that I associate with. Yeah, that would suck, man. That would suck to be in a friendship or relationship where a person tries to do that to you. I don't know. I don't know if I'm. I don't want to say that dumb to fall for this, but I don't know. I wouldn't. I wouldn't like that. But it's a good example.
Number one sign of emotional
The number one sign that you're emotionally immature. The number one, people. We got so close. We're here now.
me. Number one sign of emotional immaturity is using the silent treatment.
Mm.
This is a manipulative tactic to punish someone who's not behaving the way they want them to.
Oh well,
Five signs
that's it. That those are the things. The silent treatment. Yeah, I mean, I guess that depends on the context. Um, I associate. Here's what I would say, right? I would associate that also with ghosting. And ghosting can not just happen in dating, and it can also happen in friendships as well. Um, I think that people need to, whether it's a silent treatment or you know ghosting or what have you, or just going radio silent. I think that people need to be kinder to each other, and if you, I mean, because people, it. Let's just talk with ghosting or just being silent towards a friend. Let's just say it's a friend, right? I mean, you should be able to, depending upon your, if this person's your friend or was your friend, and you've had this history with one another, then you should be able to work things out, talk things out. I mean, I guess after a period of time, right? I mean, I've had something like this kind of happen relatively recently with my best friend, and we was able to. There was some unfortunate things that had happened, but we was able to reconcile, and we both knew, and we had this conversation. We both knew that we would end up reconciling, and things like that like happen, right? But I mean, if you're like living with the person, I mean, whether it's a roommate or let's just say it's a relationship and they're being silent, they're doing that. I mean, that just sounds horrible. That doesn't sound good. I mean, we got to be able to communicate. We got to be able to express ourselves. Yeah, I mean, if you do need to take some time to yourself, go take a walk, go take a jog, go, work out or whatever. But yeah, I think and I want to do kind of more stuff like this. I think this is, and I'm glad we'll start put this up, right? So yeah, this was relatively, how long? Oh, 12 minutes. Yeah. I'm probably gonna do another video, so you're gonna see me looking just like this in my next one. But yeah, this has been another Jamba Reacts video. Be sure to like, subscribe. Don't worry, I am gonna have thumbnails. Just give me some time, y'all. But I just wanted to just get some content out. So yeah, be sure to like. I already said that. Like, subscribe, do all this stuff. Y'all get it.